Apparently, I'm now live. If you can hear me, hello everybody. Leave a message, comment. I don't know how many of you are here. This is all new to me. There's a lot of new tech here on YouTube. So, in fact, speaking of tech, shall I put a light on so you can see me a bit better? Is that better now? There you go, a bit of color. Let's move this here. Anyway, welcome one and all. So I'll just wait for a few other people to come online. I don't know how many are there. I'm going to be turning and looking at another screen that might show me something. So I don't know if there's whether the chat facility is working. So I was going to say good evening to you all. I think a lot of this is going to go out recorded, so a lot of you won't have been watching this live. So hello, welcome. Yes, my name is Donato, and I think the usual spiel. If you haven't already done so, click on that subscribe button. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Subscribe because it does help this channel an awful lot, and give it a thumbs up. So I don't know if you can hear me. Is there anybody there? Leave a comment. Hey, evening, Cole. Can you hear me? Evening, Dan. Yes, good evening. I don't know whether there's a time lag, whether there's a lag on the video. I mean, to me, it all looks pretty jazzy, funky, because obviously it's on my live webcam. So I don't know how it looks at your end with the interwebs and everything, whether it's a bit loud or not loud enough. I don't know. Yes, I'm sort of looking at the volume. I presume you can hear me okay. So I'm continuing here, I think, with the mic. Let's have a look. I'm clicking on a... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't want to put it on mute, do I? So, Colin and Dan, hello, welcome, live. Here we are. I've got... It all sounds good. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for clarifying on that. So I'm glad it all sounds good. And Tom, good evening. How are you feeling, Tom? Are you ready for your marathon on Sunday? I think you made the right decision not to do it Sunday just gone, because if you're not feeling good, the old baguette and all that type of stuff. But yes, for those of you who were looking at the live chat, click on Marathon Running Tom's link and also Dan's link. But Tom is doing, I think you're going for another 100 miler this week, Tom, and then just to cap it all off with a sub-3 marathon at the end of it. Hey, why not? I clear my throat. Hope you've all got your teas ready. I've already eaten my biscuits, so yes, other brands are available. What was this one? A digestive bar. Yeah, so got my cup of tea, and it's only going to be about half an hour, a day off tomorrow. Hey, marathon on Saturday, more than 100 miles. I think so too. Hey, Dave, hello, welcome. Good evening to you, Dave Cowdery. Cheers. So we're all sort of settling down here, Dave. So we've got Colin, Dan, Tom. I'm just sort of settling down, finishing off my cup of tea, as you do. Hope you're all okay wherever you are. I understand. I think you're all UK guys who are on at the moment. So yes, we've got the dark evenings now. So hence me putting that light on there. So it's a bit glary, but hey, I think we need a bit more light on the channel here. Yes, it is a Q&A. If you want to, Dave, you can throw questions whenever you want. I'm going to go through 3 things. So I'm going to go through some current stuff, and then I'm going to talk about races and training, and then I'm going to talk about YouTube and what we're going to do future. So those are the 3 topics. Hey, Run Free Run Strong. Yes, a US man finally. Hey, across the pond. Welcome, my man. I can't remember your name, sir. Run Free and Strong, but I do know you've got a sneaky peek torrent too, haven't you, mate? Yeah. Yes, don't worry. Join in. You can crash a party, any name. Yes. Rito, yes, Swiss name. Wonderful. If you go through all my videos, Rito, I used to work in Switzerland. So, yes, I've got family over there. And, yes, I was working in Zurich, of all places, and I had a fabulous time. So, I think I need to be there now. Yes, Torrent too. So I gave a sneak peek of what I'll be showing a bit later. But for those of you who have been watching the channel will know that I did another unboxing, which back in the day, I think I tweeted how old was I when I ran my first marathon, and do you train differently for them now? Well, Dave, I'll come on to that question. I was just about to say that what was the trail of thought that in terms of the trail shoes, I'd done an unboxing and I did go to Twitter, and you may recall that the man who made shoe reviews famous, and you know, every Tom, Dick and everyone's doing sort of like shoe reviews now, was the Ginger Runner. And I remember tweeting him saying that he does love doing his unboxing of shoes, and I think he took offense at it. He said he's never done an unboxing, and he just does shoe reviews. And so I just done an unboxing where you open the box, and would you believe, I think that's had more views than me completing a marathon, completing the 5K, swim challenge, and 200-mile bike ride. So there you go. People just want to see me opening boxes with shoes. But anyway, that aside, so I'll answer your question now, Dave, before I jump into latest updates. So how old was I when I ran my first marathon? 54. Just before my 55th birthday by about a few weeks. And do I train differently for them now? I would say yes, Dan, people do love an unboxing, don't they? I have got some other shoes, not just the Torrent 2. So Rito, stay tuned for future videos where I'll show you other shoes that I have got for the road. But do I train differently for them now? I don't know. I mean, all I'd done for my first marathon was I went out 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and either Saturday or Sunday, depending on family commitments and so on and so forth. And I just ran the same run all the time. So whether it was a long run or just a short 5K or 10K, I ran at the same pace. And I think everybody can relate to that. So I was following a training plan supplied to me by the charity that I was running for Brighton Marathon. And yes, we are all here to learn and do stuff. So I was doing the standard training plan, and the training plan that was there was basically go out for 10 minutes, go out for 20 minutes. It was all about time, not distance. Even the long runs, it would say go out for 3 hours. So I'd run for 3 hours or do 2.5 hours. And what is different now is I tend to run specific distances. So my long runs, they are like 21 miles, or they might be 16 miles or 17 miles, or thereabouts. But what I found is the times are pretty similar to what I was doing before. So it's, you know, between 2.5 and 3 hours for the long runs, because they're long and easy runs. So you could say they've changed. I'm doing it by mileage rather than time, but then it correlates back for me doing easy runs. And the key thing that I've done is, rather than go out at the same pace for my long runs, I do go out slow and easy. So that's what's changed, Dave, is my slow runs, slow long runs are slow long runs, not going out at the same pace that I've done on the Tuesday or Thursday. But I never done any hill repeats, didn't do any sprints or anything like that. And right now I don't really do those either. I think I filmed a few of those as a build up to the marathon that I did before, just as a bit of fun, just to show what was going on. But I don't normally do that kind of stuff. Mine is all very slow and movie. And 48 tomorrow, Dave. Oh, many happy returns. Yes, indeed. So you're considerably younger than me, but you'll be fine, Dave. And just keep up your training and do that. What I may do, which was one of the suggestions, I'll jump onto. So hold fire on any more questions, because when I come to the end, I've got some suggestions of what I'm going to be doing with the channel. But in terms of latest updates here on the channel, I would really suggest you guys go and have a look, because I've been doing more interviews, and maybe I'll be interviewing you. Yes, that's you. When I say interview, it's just a chat with all this lockdown stuff that's been going on, and C-19, which, yeah, we can have a whole political debate about this. Is one of the things I do miss is social interaction with people. So we can socially interact wherever you are. And by the way, thank you for all the thumbs up so far. You know, keep giving the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. So for me, one of my great outlets, because I'm stuck in this little cabin, not quite 24/7. I do go to the next room to sleep in a bed, but I'm here most of the time, and I don't see anyone. So yeah, Billy no mates and all that. So interview the Ginger Runner. Dan, email him. I'd love to have Ginger Runner on. I do love him, and I missed the opportunity when I was in LA, where he was in LA at the time. I think he's moved up to Seattle now, and I could have probably met with him face to face. But hey ho, I'd love to have an interview with Ginger Runner, because I think he's a great guy, and I do have lots of gingers in my family, so maybe I should refer to myself to the black-haired ginger runner. But, okay. And thank you, Dave. I'm glad you enjoy my podcasts. So what I was about to say is go and have a look at the interviews that I've done with Carla, world record holder for Land's End to John O'Groats, and for Rito, who's over in the US. It's the whole length of Britain from one corner to the other, and she ran in 13 days, 1,350 odd kilometers. That's right, you heard correctly. And she's the one who pointed me to these shoes, because she's Hoka sponsored athlete, and she's got the new world record. But also, so that's for long distance runners, and she does mainly trail and ultras. Fantastic lady. And then on the other side, in terms of marathon running, I've done an interview with Amrit, who's a brilliant guy, London-based runner, and he ran the London virtual sub-3 on his own in a park, running round and round. Go to his channel as well. It's absolutely brilliant. So that's some of the latest stuff. I've got another interview coming out that I recorded last night, and a guy who's been running since he was 16 and he's now in his 50s. He's been running throughout his life. So maybe Dave Cowdery, it'd be good having a look at his stuff and see how he's trained and changed. So he was really good in his youth at 800 meters, and now he's stepped up to marathon, and all of his 4 marathons are all sub-3. I think he ran a 2:30 or 2:31, and he's doing great stuff on that there. So that'll be coming out Saturday morning. So that's in terms of what's going on now. So it's mainly me just chatting like this, but I'll have a person next to me. So I'll be doing more of that, I think, but I'd love to see your feedback on that if we do more of that. I know you'd like to see more podcasts, so I'll convert some of those to the podcast so it goes up on iTunes and you can have a listen to them while you're out running and all that type of stuff. So moving on to the second part, yeah, victory, Churchill, yes, we shall win. So yesterday I had an email, no surprise, Boston Marathon has been moved to autumn, or the fall for our American friends. So it's been moved to September, October time. So it won't be in spring, which is very disappointing. Although I hadn't entered and was planning on going to Boston, I did miss out on last year's through injury. Yes, I've got Boston Marathon qualifying times, but what's that saying to me? And I think for you guys, I'd love your viewpoints on spring races. But here in the UK, London had already moved to the autumn, and Manchester followed. They moved to the autumn, and Brighton have now followed. So those are the 3 biggest city races in the UK in spring have all moved to autumn. I don't know if Edinburgh, which is in Scotland, will be in May. That may move. I mean, it's going to be all moved over there with what's going on at the moment with pandemic. So those big races have gone. So for me, right now, my plans, and this is where I can now show you this. Yeah, this is the Hoka. Does it say there? Yeah, Hoka. I love the colors on these. I mean, Hoka, I don't know, you guys have got Hokas. I know that Rito, Dan, for those of you who've got the Hokas, the colorway on these things is quite incredible. And this is to my brand. You know, you've probably seen that I'll be talking more about that in my summary, is that I've already been out on 2 runs with this, and I'm a midfoot person. I'm not a forefoot or a heel striker, although maybe in a marathon when I get tired I might be heel striking, but I'm more of a midfoot person. And the construction on this and the way it holds my foot, it feels brilliant. And tomorrow I'll be going out, hopefully, because I'm still recovering from the marathon. I've had, I call it a niggle. Maybe I'm playing it down. But I'm seeing a sports physio on Saturday morning where my Sowerby Bridge Marathon is on every week. Yes, I've got to get to Sowerby Bridge up in Yorkshire. If any of you are ever up in Yorkshire, Route 66, having ran Chicago Marathon at the beginning of Route 66, and I ran at LA, which is the other end of Route 66. The United Kingdom Route 66 is a canal route which goes around Sowerby Bridge and Yorkshire. Fabulous place, but I digress. Yes, these, And obviously these will be great, Tom, wouldn't they, on the canal towpaths, the trails there. So looking forward to running these. So tomorrow I'll be going out, injury allowing, because at the moment with the way my, I'm trying to remember what these muscles are called, my glutes, yeah, which is my butt, and then it connects with the hamstring. So I was a bit hampered, and that's what issues I had with the marathon, is I couldn't really get any speed because my hamstring hadn't recovered from before the 10K. So I think I got injured between the 5K and the 10K, and seeing the sports physio, but going up hills is extremely painful. So I'll see how I feel. So I might do a bit of walking, but the beauty of being here where I am in the UK, just south of Birmingham in the Bromsgrove districts, we've got hills, Lickey Hills and Waisley Hills. And if I wanted to get in my car, I could go to Malvern Hills and see Epic. So I might do some of that, some of the trail runs. But also in my head, and you might have seen other people doing it, but even before I'd completed the marathon in October, the Dorney Lake Marathon, I'd already decided in my brain, because I could see what was happening with spring races, is I'm going to be focusing on more shorter distances. I say shorter, it could still be a long way for some people, but 5K and 10K on road distances, and hence me getting another pair of shoes, because all my shoes are wearing out now. So that's why I've had to buy these. The Nike React Run Infinity is coming to the end of its life on the road, and I've dug out some of my old Hokas, the Hoka Clayton 2, so I'll be using that on the roads, and then when that finishes I might get another pair. But I've got, for my short sprinty type stuff, I'll be focused on that. So I think I'll be aiming to do 5Ks, 10Ks, and see if I can reduce my time, so time trials. And but yeah, definitely, Dan, grab some torrents when your challenges come to an end. Maybe Rito can comment. If you go to Rito's channel, Run Free and Strong, he was reviewing the Speed Goat and the Torrent 2. So I don't know whether he's tried the challengers, but a lot of people now, and speaking with Carla, is that I understand, obviously, and I'm not biased, I'm not sponsored by Hoka myself, but Carla is. She has access to all the Hokas, but she said the Torrent 2s for her are great for hills, shorter distances, you know, maybe up to half marathon distances out on trails, maybe not further, but the way the midfoot works and the way it holds a foot is really good. And I think Hoka have done a really good job, considerably lighter than other shoes. And but I've not tried trail shoes before, so that's my first one. So maybe I'm going to the A-Star shoes straight away. But yeah, yes. Anyway, so those are the Torrent 2s. So that running guy, Chris, hello. Yes, welcome to the show. You'll have to do a rewind, Chris, to catch up with what we've been talking about. So if you are a wide fit, Dan, I'd recommend going to a store and try them on. For me, the other thing also, again, maybe Hoka should be paying me for this. The reason why I bought these, it was a no-brainer, and I'll be keeping them, by the way, unless something terrible happens tomorrow, is Hoka. And the reason why I bought the Nikes as well is they do a 30-day trial. So whilst the Torrent isn't in a wide fit, so they don't come in a specific wide foot, but as Rito's just answered, they are wider. So I think some of the old Hoka shoes, you had quite narrow fit. So I think the standard fit now has gone wider and bigger as well. So I used to have a size 10. These are a size 9.5, and they fit me. I found Saucony. Here's my Kinvaras. These are size 9.5. Now these are the Kinvara 10, but when I had a Kinvara 7, it was a size 10. So I think some running shoes are making them bigger for the smaller sizes, if that makes sense. I don't know. But again, Hoka, as I say, try them out for 30 days and you can run in them and do whatever. And if you don't like them, just send them back if they don't fit. And I think Nike do 60 days, which is quite phenomenal. So you probably seen me try the turbos. I call them the turbos, but it was the ones with the squeaky wedges. Tempos, yeah, the Tempos, not turbos, because the Pegasus Turbo is a completely different shoe. But anyway, I tried the Tempos, didn't work for me, sent those back. And as I'm not doing any road races, as much as I loved the Next Present Zoom X, nice and foamy, I couldn't really justify the shoes sitting gathering dust for the next sort of 12 months. So I sent those back as well, you know, which was really sad, but hey ho, and used the money to buy these and some other shoes. But anyway, so that's my plans in terms of training going forward and stuff like that. So, you know, it's very much up in the air now with COVID. I don't know what plans you guys have over the coming sort of 6 months here in the UK. Obviously darker nights. I can't remember where in the US you are, Rito, but it looks far too nice where you are. But the climate here is getting cooler, colder, and darker. So I need to take into account what types of training runs I can do when and where. So that's the other thing. And also, as an open invite to all of you guys, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I wonder what they do with all the used shoes. I don't really know, Colin. It's sort of, you know, I think we could do a whole debate on that. I think they do shred them and recycle them. So I have seen something on Nike where they take things and they just shred them and recycle them into different types of products. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they. I've not seen what they do with them. It's a bit like when people talk about recycling. We digress here. When you put things into a recycle bin here in the UK, you know, you hear stories. Does that stuff actually do get recycled, or does it go into landfill? I don't know. Maybe we should do a whole video on that and do some investigation. Be like I don't know, Watchdog, BBC Watchdog. Let's go and see what's going on. But yeah, that's why for me, as I quickly jump, I do love holding on to my shoes. Now, I haven't got the Nike React Infinity, which is a great all-round shoes for the road, but they don't grip too well in the wet, but they're sort of bearable in the current conditions. I'm already feeling after about 600k, it's sort of losing its bounce. But I do love keeping my shoes till the bitter end. And let me show you these. Ooh, I'm gonna... Ooh. Yes, do you recognize these? Now, when I was doing the interview last night, the guy I interviewed commented, says, oh my God, those are a bit worn out. Yes, they are worn out. The toe is coming out here, and they were white. Now, these are the Saucony or Saucony, I think it's pronounced, the Freedom 2. Now, I did run Chicago in the original Freedoms, which were much lighter than these and minimalist along here. But these, would you believe, have served me well, and they've lasted a considerably long time. 1,000 miles I've done in these, and I think they've actually come to an end, but I still use them for walking in. And I do love keeping the shoes, because at the end of the day, for me, and it's just my viewpoint, I like to keep the shoes as long as I can, run them into the ground, and maybe that helps the planet in some way, rather than throwing the shoes away after 100k. But I do understand that some shoes do wear out a lot quicker. But anyway, enough about shoes. I don't know what would have happened with your custom made Nike shoes, but yes, exactly, Colin. But in terms of the YouTube channel, so what I was going to say is an open invite to you guys is wherever you are in the world, and I have ran with some of you guys and bumped into some of you on trails around the UK. How random can that be? So remember that day, Tom? I mean, it was a bit bizarre. I'm just running along a canal in Yorkshire, and he goes running by, hey, Donato. But and I've been running with Colin again up in the Yorkshire area. But if anyone's ever in this area, I am aware with all the restrictions and so on, and we will abide to whatever, you know, the regulations are, rule of 6 and things like that, and keeping social distance. But if you're ever down in the Midlands area, Birmingham area, Bromsgrove, drop us a message or whatever on myrunguru@gmail.com, and we can meet up for a jog, run, coffee, whatever. Or if you want to Skype, we can Skype as well. But that's sort of just an open invite to you guys, because I think with what's going on right now, I think it's really important, because we're human beings, we're social animals. It's great to interact and speak. But in terms of the future of the my channel here, I've not set the world alight in terms of subscribers, but there is a hardcore, like with you guys who are watching, you know, I don't get the tens of thousands of views as some other channels do, but there is a hardcore numbers of people of you guys, and it's great just interacting, you know, with real, genuine people. And yeah, Yorkshire is going into tier 3. That was almost inevitable, Colin, because you were surrounded with all the other ones. So we won't go into the technicalities for our overseas friends, what tier levels, but we're all getting different lockdown levels. But in terms of the future of the channel, I mean, there's in terms of doing another series, I'll probably look at, and this is where I could do with your feedback. So I've got some ideas of, obviously I'll be doing some runnings around trails. Now I've got those Torrent 2s. So I film the trails, go running around Lickey Hills, Waisley Hills, Malvern Hills. Do you like seeing the GoPro attached to my chest and me heavy breathing, or do you prefer the types of, you know, jazzy, fancy spills, splits and music and high flying and whatever, all that type of stuff? So I have my own style of doing the videos, but maybe doing a series, as I'm going to be focusing on 5Ks, 10Ks, showing you the series of the training up to, because a lot of these I'll just download a standard one or have a look on the interwebs and then adapt it to what I think works for me. As I mentioned, sometimes I look at some of these training plans, and when you see things like hill repeats or Kenyan hills, why not do a ridiculous challenge? Yeah, I've done enough ridiculous challenges. If you look at my Instagram feed, I think I've done plenty of those. So, and you've got the videos here to prove all that. And I'm glad, Dan, you like the point of view running and treadmill scenery for those over the winter period. Yeah, it's definitely an idea. So some of the trails, because with my trusty GoPro, here it is, and it's a bit open at the moment because I'm doing some editing on stuff that I've talked about. So taking that along, I don't know how long I can film. I mean, do people like watching the old treadmill hour and a half hour of running? I think it does from what I've been on there. At the end of the day, what do you guys want to see? You're the viewers, subscribers. I can post all sorts of stuff on here, and in terms of my skills of editing, it's pretty limited. Even the other day, I tried to edit the interview with Amrit, and the software that I had it lost the sound. So the interview is about 40 minutes, and literally 20 minutes in, the sound disappears. And thankfully, one of my New Zealand subscribers in the Southern Hemisphere saw it first, and he left a comment saying that the sound's gone. And even though I checked on the source file, the sound was there, but for whatever reason, the editing tool took the sound away 20 minutes in. So it's just, yeah. So I had to take it down and just upload the source Skype file. So it's not edited properly. So, but hey, such is life. One of the things that I will probably be doing, because whilst I may have done this, and it was a great question I had from one of the subscribers on Instagram, followers on Instagram. So if you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at RunGuruRun, go follow me there and leave some comments. So it's at RunGuruRun. I should have had something written out here so I can hold it up because I can't edit the video, but I'll say it again, at RunGuruRun. And I think it is in the descriptions in the YouTube channels if you look at my socials. And one of the questions I had, again, similar to in terms of the comment as I scroll through here, people of certain ages who, you know, have left some really nice comments. And I think as I've pressed something that I shouldn't have. bear with. So it's opened up another console. Oh, here we go. Right. So as Dave Cowdery has mentioned, there's a number of people, and Dave, let's say, many happy returns for tomorrow, 48. One of the messages I had, I think I might read it if I go into Instagram, and I'll just read it as it was sent to me. So your viewpoint, because I tend to forget, because I've been on YouTube now for as long as I've been running. It's coming up to, oh no, not as long as I've been running. It's 4 years, just a little over 4 years. I've been running 5 years. And I did post in terms of my background, how I've come, obviously right now I'm an England marathon master. So to get the England shirt, and I was due to be running the marathon literally a couple of weeks ago, but obviously it got cancelled like all the other races. But I very much, see, now I'm hunting through because I get so many messages trying to find the, where is it gone? Where's the email? Anyway, I do remember it, but there's so many on here. Gosh, aren't I the popular one? But anyway, no, I can't find the specific email I was going to read, but it was along the lines of, and I've done this back in the beginning, but things have moved on now, is the basically my history story. And I know that a number of you guys, when I started running, so I'll do a video of how I started running, how I got into it, how I progressed, and how I got to England Marathon Masters. And the good news also, just today, I've entered, and I have a time qualifier. So if you've been watching, I set a goal of the Berlin Express. And whilst I've had my setbacks, I set that January last year, where I was hoping to run at Manchester a Berlin qualifier. But unfortunately, I got injured just before and had to cancel Boston Marathon as well. Excuse me. Had to cancel Boston Marathon as well. But then the autumn came to Chester Marathon. And that was the marathon that qualified me for England Marathon Masters, where they take the top however many people of certain age groups, and we get into the England team. But it was that particular marathon time that, and when I ran that, is qualified me for, well, actually, it was the Dorney Lake one as well, because, so I've sent a submission there for Berlin Marathon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, because I know it got delayed, cancelled from this year. It just didn't happen at all. So hopefully it will go ahead next September. And I know a number of you guys have got your places deferred from this year going to next year. So it'd be great to see you there. If not, I'll be doing that on there. So yes, I've got my place. Hopefully, as I say, fingers crossed, Berlin will confirm that. But I'll do a video of the story and how I got to that. So, because I do appreciate that people sometimes look at me and think, well, it's okay. And I've seen this, and I get it, is that people say, oh, it's okay for you. I mean, look at you. But then when I show the story of where I've come from and where I am now, everyone tells me it's very inspirational, which is very humbling for me, because I don't see myself as anyone special, really. So I just go out and do runs like I did today. I just went out and done a run, nice, easy run. So I don't feel I'm anyone special. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of people watch and they want hints, tips, training tips of how to progress and improve. And there's guys who are watching on here who've all got great channels as well. If you go to Dan Runs and Marathon Running Tom and that running guy, Chris, and Rito, in terms of Run Free and Strong, everyone's all at different levels, but everybody enjoys the running. So if I was to give you just one key thing, and you've probably seen it from my marathon videos, just one key tip when it comes to running or anything you take up as a hobby, because this is my hobby. I'm not an elite runner. I'd love to be an elite runner, because then I'd have a full-time job then and be paid. Yeah, I'd love that. So, but yeah, it's the one key thing is just enjoy it, and whatever training, whatever you go on, just do what you enjoy, and whether it be trail running, road running, and or just running with the GoPro at whatever speed and filming, just go out and enjoy it, and that's what I've tried to do, and that's my ethos really for all of it. And certainly when I've been out running with some of you guys, I can so tell, definitely Colin and Tom, who I've ran with, bumped in recently this year, is, the energy and enthusiasm from those guys. You can just so tell that they love their running, and I'm sure they love all parts of their lives and stuff. But in terms of the running, is actually loving it, and I love it as well. There are times like at Dorney where I just wanted it to end, a bit like when I was writing the story of my 5K swim, open water swim. And I know that you're all runners, but I'll just tell you where the story where 5 kilometers for all of us who run, especially if you're running marathons, isn't that far, and you're sort of done and dusted, in whatever times you run it in, whether it be 15 minutes, 20, 30, 40 minutes, we're done and dusted 5K. But swimming open water 5K is a completely different thing. I saw over the last 1.5 kilometers where you're in the water. It's not like running. You can sort of stop and have a breather. You're in the water. And when you're cold, you're cold. And when you're out of energy, you're out of energy, and you either swim or you drown. Literally, yeah, I'm really painting a good picture here. And I had a rescue boat come up alongside, checking if I was okay, but I was just determined to finish it, finished it, and then just filled my face with food. But that's maybe where some of the times we go into dark places and the enjoyment sort of disappears. But that's in race conditions. When it comes to training, if I'm not enjoying it, then I don't do it. And thankfully, I've never had a bad run. Some runs are better than others, and I do see people, you know, it's how we frame it. And for me, it's all about our attitudes and how we perceive and what we want to do. So that's it, really. Those are the plans. The one key thing you may have seen that's coming out, and those who are regular subscribers been watching, is, and a lot of you over the months, years have been asking, where's the merch? Where's the merch? Which I think is the new in word for merchandise. So do you want to see some of the merchandise? No, I ain't got any. I'm in the process of building the website, sourcing suppliers and all that type of stuff. So there will be merch. And I really did appreciate the feedback that everybody gave. So it started off because one of my quotes is about being rounded and grounded. So I wanted to not create, you know, buy something that says Donato or whatever, you know. Yeah, I'm sure I might do shirts with that, and you can buy that as well if you want to, you know, even though your name isn't Donato. But yeah, so I thought of coming up with an actual brand name and develop it as a brand. And starting off with being a bit of a geek, you know, my glasses, and I am an out geek. I do love all my geekdom stuff. Maybe that's why we're good runners. We like being a geeking out type thing. And I do like the old thumbs up there. So Grounded Geek was the original one, you know, about being rounded and grounded. And following the feedback, it wasn't sitting too well. So you have ideas and then you get feedback. And eventually it came up with Grounded Republic, because it's all about being rounded and grounded. And I thought Republic is a great way of like having our own independent state. But for me, like what I do, it's all about the ethos, and it's somewhere where we can just be ourselves without any prejudice or anything like that. So, and I really do believe that we thrive more working together, and it will evolve and develop. But we've come up with a brand design, which you may have seen. And if you are on Instagram or Twitter, on Instagram, the account is at The Grounded Republic. Because would you believe someone registered Grounded Republic and they're doing nothing with it? But anyway, it's at The Grounded Republic on Instagram. So go follow, and I'd really appreciate if you can all post and shares, take some of the images from there on Instagram, post it on your stories, get everyone to follow, because we're going with remember, the 1st of November, not the 5th, the 1st of November. So there's going to be some exciting news, 1st of November, where hopefully we'll have something for you all, something exciting will happen. If you're on Twitter, I literally just yesterday set up a Twitter account, but we're limited to 15 characters. So Grounded Republic is too long, I think by about 2 letters. So I think Grounded Republic or whatever wasn't really a thing. So I got a bit imaginative. So it's GRD Republic. So the letter GRD and then Republic, all one word. And I think it's got no followers, no posts, no nothing, but go and follow it if you're on Twitter. And we might do something with that. So it's just a case right now, as with any startup, you know, don't have any money or anything like that. And we're in the middle of a pandemic. So starting a business is tough. Anyway, starting it in the middle of a pandemic is, well, you know, I'm up for the challenge. I know, Tom, you said, why not do a ridiculous challenge? This is the ridiculous challenge, launching a new brand, a new business right in the middle of a pandemic where it seems like, yeah, there's a challenge. So spread the word, get it out to everybody or whatever, and we'll see how it progresses. It's all new to me. I think I nearly went into a song, New to Me. That's a different one, isn't it? You to me are everything. Yes. So I do like my singing, even though it's atrocious. But maybe one day I could make the Eurovision Song Contest. But yeah, this is all new to me. So I really do appreciate your help and support, both on this channel and with the brand when it launches. So that's the immediate plan. So thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you've got any questions, you can throw them in now, and maybe we can do some quick Q&A at the end if you want to ask anything you want. But one of the plans I may do is having a specific Q&A time. And there's all these wonderful tech things that we have now in terms of Zoom and I think Skype have updated or wherever, where we can do different types of things at the same time. So I might do some of those, because I do love speaking to you guys and interacting live. So at the moment right now, there's 12 lovely people looking at me, which is fantastic. So this is right here, right now, from Rito over in the US with his Run Free and Strong, saying doing a weekly training series to prepare for the next race would be great. Absolutely, Rito. As I say, I think that's what I'm going to do. So whilst it may not be a race, just to get really anal here, is I thought I was entering a race, my first race, because I was desperate to put a bib on, and it was a triathlon, first ever triathlon. And in the briefing, 16-page briefing, it was called an event and a time trial. So it was not a race. And even the results page, normally on a results page, it's by who's the fastest and then so on and so forth. No, it was just printed in your bib number order. So there was no placing, no nothing, because that's here in the UK. Those are the British Triathlon COVID regulations. We don't have races per se. It's time trials, because we were all socially distanced and we all went in at different times. So I still call it a race, but yes, I do get the point, Rito. For me, if I'm going to do a time trial, whether it's a 5K or a 10K race, time trial, sort of same thing. Although for me, what I really do miss is the buzz of being with people. And as you know, when you're in a race, you know, when you're packed up with people, when you get the start gun and you all go off, you can quickly find who you can go with your paces. But when you put in a social distance with people and you set off in groups of 2 or 4, it's pot luck whether that group is at your pace or not. And as you probably would have seen with my point of view of the 5K, I was on my own, you know, apart from the first few, like 50 yards, the other 3 had shot off, and I was on my own. So, you know, you're trying to chase with other people. So yes, there's people in the distance that you can see, but a lot of the racing, and which might be one of the tips, is when you're actually with someone and you're on their shoulder. That helps tremendously in getting you a faster time. Time trials are seriously, seriously tough, as I'm sure Chris would tell you with his that running guy on his channel there. He's done a number of point of views with 1 mile time trials, 5K, 10K. It's tough when you're out on your own. It's good if you had someone pacing you on, say, a bicycle. And if you look at my point of view, that 5K at London Olympic Park, I ran past a couple of cyclists, and they were quite shocked that I ran past them. So, you know, you need someone to go at a good pace if you're running that fast. So, yeah, I think they were just chatting on their, we call them Boris bikes in London, you know, the higher bikes. But I just went sprinting past them. I says, come on, pick up the pace. But yes, so I think 43 minutes is plenty, because hopefully when I end this stream, this will save onto YouTube. So thank you all so much for watching and being here. I'm going to head off and probably get some more tea, because I've ran out of tea. And but I do appreciate the time you guys take to come and watch my videos here live. We'll probably maybe we could do one each week. What do you think? Yeah, we could do one a week, a live chat each week, which is what Ginger Runner used to do. I think he used to do a 2-hour or 3-hour epic, him and his wife, and just talk about news and views. But obviously he had the contacts and stuff, so maybe we can do a week one, just see how we all are, general Q&As and what's happening. Maybe that could be my summary of the training, hey? But save on the old editing. But yes, Colin, have a great weekend. It's Thursday night here, so wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing, whether you watch this live or you're watching it recorded, keep on running. Enjoy what we can and the fresh air. So stay safe, everyone. As Rito just said, yes, stay safe and enjoy the running. We can still go out and do the running. I think even in the lockdowns and tiers, we can still go out on our own and do our training runs. Most of my training runs are on our own, but let's just keep out there, enjoy the fun, and I'll keep you all posted. Keep tuning in. Look out for the next post, which will be an interview with another YouTuber. As I said, you're going to enjoy the interview I had with him Saturday morning. But in the meantime, go back and have a look at the Carla world record holder for the Land's End to John O'Groats, and also Amrit, the interview I had with him, sub-3 marathon, the London virtual, and many other sub-3s that he's done. Great guy. Thank you all. Peace out. Bye, 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 everyone. I've got to press the end stream now. So keep on.